Let's take a look at problem 2-45 where we have some manufacturing cost information but the data is incomplete and we need to determine the missing amounts in each of the following independent cases. Okay, now I've staged this in Excel so we can use Excel to help us solve this one. Okay, now you see Excel on the screen with the problem information jotted in, and I have the answers there, but I have them hidden from sight, and the answers are there just to save us some time in the demonstration. Alright, so how do we begin to solve this one for the missing data? Well, what we have to do is use the information we know and our understanding of how we produce a net income statement using manufacturing data, and we work backwards. So in this case, we need to solve for sales. Let me click on sales and bring that color to light. Okay, and the answer is 1,600,000. Well, how do we get that? I'll hit the F2 key. You also can see right there B8, B19 and B18. Well, what we know is sales less cost of goods sold equals gross margin. So if we add gross margin and cost of goods sold, we can determine what the value for sales would be. Beginning inventory requires a calculation too. Let me bring that one to light. Okay, we get 120,000, which you can get from adding cells B6, B8, and subtracting B7. Well, how do we know that? Because we know that they gave us the beginning raw material and the purchases, right? And the direct material and the direct labor, but they also gave us well, actually I think that's enough to tell us what we need to do. If we knew the ending raw material, we know that beginning plus purchases less ending equals what you have on hand at the end. So we can work backwards and say, well, if we take the beginning, which is in cell B6, and then add in what we purchased in cell B8 and subtract out what we had on ending, we can force the beginning balance. And that's how we come up with the 120,000. Now with direct labor, to solve this one we need to know all the other unknowns. So we get 400,000. Well, how did we come up with that? Well, we take what's in cell B11, which is total manufacturing costs, and subtract out manufacturing overhead and direct labor, subtract out manufacturing cost and direct materials, and the only other component that was left was direct labor, so we can solve for that one. Okay, ending inventory work in process, how do we solve for that? Again, we know that beginning plus what we moved in less what was on hand as the ending must have been what was used. So we just use algebra to rearrange the terms. And what we wind up here is we take the total manufacturing cost plus the beginning raw materials, and we subtract off the cost of goods manufactured, and we're able to compute what the ending inventory amount would be. Okay, cost of goods available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale requires us to take the cost of goods manufactured less the beginning, or I'm sorry, add in the beginning, and that's what we come up with to derive cost of goods available for sale. Then we can derive ending inventory by taking the cost of goods sold, right, and then, or let me say this another way, take beginning inventory plus the cost of goods manufactured and subtract out the cost of goods sold, and you forced the difference, which was ending inventory of finished goods. Okay, selling administrative expenses, again, we can solve that by taking income before taxes, subtracting gross margin, and the only thing left is selling and administrative expenses. And then finally, net income. Well, how do we calculate net income? Well, we would take the income before taxes and subtract off income tax expense. Okay, so that gives you an idea how you would solve it for case A. Let's tackle case B now. Sales. This time we have different pieces of information. Cost of goods sold plus gross margin. Actually, we can solve that one the same way, $1,005,000. How about the ending inventory? Here we would take the beginning raw material plus the purchases of raw material and subtract out direct material, and we're able to calculate what the ending inventory of raw material is. So again, we're just inverting I use the word inverting. I'm not sure that's the correct word. We just we have an algebraic formula we use. We solve for the unknown, and we're doing that on all of these. Manufacturing overhead, we take, oh, now this is an interesting one. You take what's in D11 minus D9 and D8. Well, we can't solve that until we solve D11 first. So D11 we solve, D11 was supposed to be given. My mistake. I get this formatted incorrectly. D11 was supposed to be given, and then we could solve the $450,000. Okay, we'll cover just case B, and that should be enough. All right, cost of goods manufactured. Take total manufacturing costs, add in beginning inventory, subtract ending, you come up with cost of goods manufactured. Cost of goods available for sale then would be the summation of the previous two lines. And ending inventory is another one of those find the missing numbers. We take beginning inventory plus cost of goods available for sale and subtract out cost of goods sold, and that's how we would come up with ending inventory finished goods. So all of this requires you to understand how the income statement would be put together. Income before taxes, we would take gross margin less selling expenses, and once again net income, we would take the income before taxes less the income tax expense. And that is what I wanted to illustrate on this problem, everyone. I'll leave case C out there in case you want to solve that one. Thank you.